Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and welcome to the show, y'all. Look here. Now, Cheryl is starting to get her bearings about herself. You know, she's feeling strong. She's feeling confident. She has a phenomenal relationship with Terrence and her mother, you know, and she's liking what her life is looking like now. She has a job working in one of the local restaurants. She's waitressing tables. She's doing all of those types of things, and she enjoys it. She's making her own money. She's feeling good. Every now and then she has an issue that pops up. You know, she sees somebody from her past, and it messes with her, right? And, you know, she runs to her mother, and she gets that courage, and, you know, it's becoming more and more that she can stand on her own. But check this out. Now, her boyfriend is about to be released in the morning. And he wants to see her. And she wants to see him. You know, he's been locked up for a while, you know. And, you know what it is when people get out the penitentiary. You know, we tend to want to do what we want to do. You understand what I'm saying? So she's excited to see him. She's excited to see him, but she tells him that, you know, he's going to have to come to her house. She's not going to come to his. And that throws him off a little bit, but he starts to take it as she's trying to push him away and break up with him. But he don't understand she's trying to protect herself. You know? She's trying to protect herself. And she's drawn these boundaries. And if he wants to see her, he's got to come over to the house. And she's talked to her parents, and they agreed to let him come over, but he couldn't stay. And she respects that. Those boundaries are good. Listen to me. Boundaries are good, y'all. As long as they are done with the right reason and compassion and understanding and love, they're good. So when he gets out, he comes by to talk to her. And they're sitting out on the porch and they're talking, and every now and then there's still a kiss or a touch and all this old kind of stuff, right? Keep in mind they're 18. They're 18, you know what I'm saying? And they, you know, they love each other and all this and that, right? They're not married, though, but again, you know how this is, you know? So they're talking and enjoying each other's company and all this and that. He says, well, when am I going to see you? You know what he's trying to do, y'all. You know what he's trying to do. And she said, well, we're going to have to wait until my parents are gone. And she's like, well, when is that going to be? He said, they're going to go out tonight later on or whatnot. You just leave and come back. You leave and come back, and then we can have some fun. And he tells her, okay. He tells her, okay. So he leaves, and she's all giddy. She's loving it. And she goes in the house and she tells her parents, you know what I'm saying, that she's going to be upstairs. And, you know, she got some stuff she needs to do because she's got to go back to work tomorrow, you know. So she's getting prepared to go back to work and all of these different types of things. And she's enjoying life now. She's enjoying life. And her parents, you know, they're getting ready to go out and they tell her they're going to be gone for a couple of hours and, you know what I'm saying, that make sure the doors are locked and all of this whole kind of stuff, you know? And that's when she calls her boyfriend after they leave. And she tells him to come on over. They're gone. And he hurry ups and gets over there, right? And when he gets over there, you know, he's acting like he the big rooster, you know what I'm saying, in the hen house, you know what I'm saying? Strutting around and, you know, just getting out and all this and that. And they kiss and they embrace and they make love, y'all. They make love. And she's super excited and happy, you know, tells him how much that she misses him and all this and that. And then, out of nowhere, while they're laying in the bed together, he confronts her with some things that he's heard and his father has told him. He asked her about the other dudes that he heard about. She told him it was true. All of that. He asked her about, you know, some things that her father had said. Her father had said his father had said to him. His father had told him that she was fast and loose and he needed to watch her. You know what I'm saying? And she told him, she said, look, let me tell you something. She said, I'm not going to do anything to come between you and your father. My problems is my problems. But your father took advantage of me. He raised up in the bed and he was like, you lie. You lie. She said, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. on my 18th birthday, he took advantage of me. So he looked at her, he got upset. But see, he was becoming a seasoned criminal, y'all. He showed the emotion and then he put it back up real fast. He said, well, I'm home now. You don't have to worry about that. He went from being offended to try to be an antagonizer to pretending to be a protector. See, because he needed her to stay calm because he had plans for her. See, he had been listening to his dad, right? And his dad had put it in his head that we can put her out there on that block and get paid. He said, ain't nothing wrong with having a streetwalker as a girlfriend, you know? She getting money, we getting money, you know? So he wanted her to continue to trust him. So he played his role. He played his role. And he tried to convince her to quit working what she was working, but she wouldn't hear that. She wouldn't hear it. She didn't want to hear any of that. She was independent. She was going to work and do her own thing. Her mother and Terrence had put that in her head. That way she didn't have to depend on anybody. But see, this interfered with his plan. Listen to me now. This interfered with what he wanted to do. See, he needed her to be dependent on him so he could come up with this fantastic, novel idea of putting her on the block. Come on now. Ain't nothing new under the sun. But he's listening to his daddy with this old game, right? Slow game. But see, let me tell you something. Old slow game work on the gullible. You feel me? Now, she was gullible. But see, she was getting that strength built up from her parents now. And she knew how to say no. If it didn't suit her, if it didn't fit her moral compass, she's saying no. See, let me tell you something else. See, when a person that's living the lifestyle has an agenda, no is not an option for him or them. Trust me on that. But let me break something down for you. See, when you don't accept a no, you got to figure out how to still manipulate the situation, right? So let me show you something. Let me show you something. See, you take the man out of the house. Listen to me, y'all. Take the man out of the house, right? Not to say that the woman can't hold it down, because I know they can. I know they can. But let me tell you the business first before you get mad at me. Don't hit me up like that, because I'm just trying to break it down for you how it went down, because this is how it went down. He got to figure out how to get the man out the house. So he leaves that night, got her all happy and all this and that, but he's thinking, he's calculating, right? But see, he's an imitator, because the game that he's got, he getting it from his daddy, right? He ain't coming up with no original ideas on his own, right? So when he break this down to his dad, him and his dad is sitting at the kitchen table, right? Like two thugs, you know? His dad said, okay, we got to get rid of dude. We get rid of dude, then they have to depend on us. And then when we come up with the ideas that we got, we can put both of them in the streets. Wait a minute. Wait, we just went from one to both. It's getting real dirty here now, y'all. So the son looks at him, he said, well, tell me, how are we going to do that? He said, look, find out where he works at. And we're going to mess some things up for him. We can get real dirty. See, when you're dealing with people that don't play by the rules, they'll do whatever they got to do to mess you up. Remember that. Remember that. Everybody thinking that you're going to do it like this, you're going to do it like that. If a person is not willing to play by the rules, that person is dangerous. That person is dangerous. And in the streets, guess what the rules are? The rules are anything goes to accomplish what you want to accomplish. You feel me? Period, point blank. And they had something in mind that, I'm telling you, it's going to get real ugly. And you're going to have to tune in to the next episode to figure out and listen to what that was, right? Because it's going down, y'all. So come back and listen. Please come back and listen. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.
I'm getting so tired.